This is Jesus Before the Agape by Giotto, and this is created in 1505, and as you can tell, there's two different vanishing points, and they don't line up, and this is before perspective grid was ever created. And then this is now Filippo Brunelleschi, and he's the first artist to figure out the perspective grid, and he created it. He was an architect, a goldsmith, a painter, and as you can see, once this turns, he created a dome for a cathedral, and this is created in about 1420. Before the dome was built, it was just an empty space, and they couldn't figure out how to create the dome all the way. Like, they just didn't have anything from ancient times. So he designed it with two domes, like an inner side and an outside to hold the other one. And as you all know, this is like a perspective grid, just at one point. And all of your lines go to the one vanishing point with the horizon line, which is that long line going across. And it just shows the 3D space on the 2D surface. This is a tribute to money, and the blue lines show the perspective grid, and the focal point is usually in the main part of your painting, or something like right there. It's Jesus, and he's surrounded by like the apostles and stuff, and they're talking about the life cycle of it. This is Christ giving the keys to St. Peter. This was created in 1482, and this is a really interesting piece because your focal point is down here at the exchanging the keys, but the perspective is way back by the cathedral to show, like, as you can tell, the perspective goes towards the cathedral because it's supposed to significant Jerusalem, and all the people's eyes line up with the perspective grid, so it kind of makes their eyes follow into the people in the background. Then this is the distribution of Saint Stephen. Before this, most people had the perspective grid in the middle, and then this one's way off the edge of the paper. It's not even on the paper. So it was like kind of revolutionary, and it just shows some people listening to a sermon. And this is really imaginative. It's not really painted from imagination. This is School of Athens by Raphael. This was in 1518. As you can tell, there's a lot of people, and all the people in this painting were famous people. He drew them, so they were like Aristotle and Plato and stuff. Those are the two people in the middle, as it shows the focal point. One of them's pointing up at heaven, the other one's pointing up at earth, and they're arguing. And you can tell also, this is supposed to be Michelangelo resting on the block, and he incorporated a lot of people to show his artistic knowledge throughout art history. This is MC Escher's Other World, and this is now after the perspective grid is all laid out. This is a really good example because he shows there's a grid on it with the walls, and he has very imaginative because all the horns line up with the arches. And this is my own work I did in high school when I started learning about perspective. So I just kind of drew a house and then just added everything in, just through my imagination, kind of added some shrubs and stuff. The next one is another house I drew, except after my perspective, I labeled everything in. I drew bushes and stuff, and I always put the sheet of paper was too small, so I always put my vanishing points off the paper so I can add more stuff into it and make stuff stand out more. And this is my 1-point perspective I did in 131. I wanted the center to be you're looking down into a building, buildings from sky view. And I wanted to clutter a lot to show a lot of different sizes and different aspects of perspective. And then this is the design building. This is a 2-point perspective, and the first vanishing point is right in the middle, and then the other one's way off the edge of the paper. So, that's my last slide.
know you provided examples that you've done like before design class and stuff, and it's cool.
Yeah, it's nice to see some of the assignments from the class that you recognize, but it's also nice to see what somebody else did in an outside of class work. Other comments, questions in the presentation?
I like how you added in lines, like yourself.
Oh, yeah.
It really, during your presentation, it really helps to like depict what you're trying to explain.
Yeah.
It's a good choice.
Yeah, I think without it, in some cases, it'd be very, very difficult for people who were new to this topic to follow it at all. And yet, because of it, and because of the way you arrange things, it's a very good introduction to what happened historically there. I think Jordan has a question.
I like your choice of using like art history, old paintings, like when they first discovering it. Is there any other like you would done over one topic within perspective? Is me choice?
Like if I had to pick one topic only, like a certain time period.
Well, yeah, if you used like paintings, for example, for this, like to show perspective, I guess.
Well, I picked paintings because they're the easiest to see. Like, I did a lot of Renaissance because that's when they found out perspective, so it was kind of new to them. And I like Renaissance art because it's like very detailed and like most people can't do like frescoes and stuff nowadays, so it was interesting.
Okay, good job. Thank you